Hey Hadley Filament, this video is going to be how to navigate Teams on your Android device. So the first thing you're going to want to do is open up your Teams app by finding it in your app drawer or by just finding it down below. And you might be brought right away to the feed, which is your activity app that I mentioned in the earlier video. The first thing you might notice is that some of these are bolded, and that's important because what that means is this is something new. The other way that you can tell that this is a new thing that has happened is there's a little dot on the left side of the person's icon that created it. So you can tell if you've gotten new activities or there's new events or new assignments. I'm in a sample account right now, so you can see there's a lot of new stuff. The three things that I mentioned in the video was the app bar, the channels, and tabs. And the first big thing that you'll also notice is that your app bar isn't on the left side on a mobile device, it's on the bottom here. So I can scroll through the different apps by pressing each one of them, and I can hit more to find more apps as well. If I want to go to a specific channel inside of a team, well, in the mobile app, the first thing I have to do is find the team that I want. So if I hit the Teams app, you'll see that I have all my teams listed here. And you'll also notice in this case that some of these are bolded. That means in those teams, there's new information going on. So it would be a really good idea to check out what those pieces of new information are. The other thing that you'll notice is that you can see how many pieces of new information you've missed since the last time you've opened Teams. In Math 901, for example, there's 6 different events that I've missed. Whether those are assignments, they're posts, they're calendar events, who knows? You'll have to open them up to see. So let's say I want to go and find my grade 11 math team, and I want to look at the channels that I have. What I need to do is press on that team itself, which will open up all of the different channels that I have access to. You can see that Mr. Odette here has had a new channel for each unit that he's teaching. So I have a whole bunch of different channels, and since the last time I've opened my Teams app, there seems to be a lot of new information because each channel is bolded, which means each channel has new information. So that's how I access channels in Teams. If you know that one of your teachers uses Teams way more often than another, and you want to have access to your specific channels quickly, you can actually pin channels at the top of your Teams app page. And the way to do that is, let's say I know that I'm going to be working on graph and graph theory a lot. If I open up that channel and then hit the 3 dots up at the top, you can see that there's an option to pin the channel. And if I go back and look at all my teams now, you can see that that Unit 3 graph and graph theory is then pinned there. So it's a quick way to access pinned stuff or different channels that might come up more than others. Some teachers use Teams more than others, and so that would be a good way to check on ones that you know are going to be changing quite a bit. The last thing I looked at in how to navigate Teams video that you saw in class was your tabs menu. So the way to do that is by opening up a specific channel. So again, I'm going to go to graph and graph theory, and the tabs in a mobile device, specifically on an Android device, are up here at the top. You have your posts, you have your files, and you have something called more. Because there's such limited space on a phone, you're only allowed to show a few tabs at a time. So if I hit more, there might be a few more tabs that pop up. In this case, Mr. Odette hasn't added any more, so that's all that we have access to. One other thing that you'll notice is that there's this little bell with a cross through it, and what that means is if you wanted to, you could choose whether or not to be notified for new messages. Right now and by default, most of them are only notifications to your messages only. You'll get notifications for a reply. But if you want to be notified for any new message in that specific channel, you can change that from off to on by clicking that feature there. Another neat feature of your Teams app on a phone is that the menu bar here, by clicking those 3 at the top left, the 3 long bars, you can set a status message, which might allow you to write something like, "I am busy right now," and accept that, and that will show to every person. You can also change your status by being available to busy or do not disturb, and your status message you can actually toggle so that when people message you, it will pop up on their screen so that they know you're busy and can't write back. You can also change your notifications. You can set hours to keep it quiet, meaning if you don't want to be disturbed at 3 o'clock when your teachers are up making assignments for you, you can actually set daily quiet hours that will silence the app completely so that you don't get notifications. Start at a specific time and end at a specific time. Highly recommend this. In your settings, you can actually toggle between a dark theme and a light theme. You might need to restart. You can change your profile and your profile picture, and you should know that this is visible all across the Western Quebec School Board. So every teacher, every class, every employee of the Western Quebec School Board, if they search for you, will see that picture. So it might make you think twice about what you want to post there. Last but not least, if you go into data and storage, there's a useful tool here for your image upload quality. This is important specifically for class because what you always want is to have higher resolution. I know it's not always good to save files in really high resolution, but think about it this way. If you're uploading an assignment and you upload a math question that is in really poor resolution, your teacher who then goes to correct it might not be able to see exactly what your work is. It's always better to send in full size and in high resolution, one or the other. That way it's not being compressed and it's not going to be a small file. And your teacher will be able to zoom into specific parts of your work and correct digitally if they want to. Highly recommend that you change this feature. Okay, so that's how you navigate Teams on an Android device. I was originally going to make another video for iPhone, but because it's so similar to Android, I'm not going to bother. So enjoy. I hope this was helpful. If not, please leave me a comment. Let me know what I could have done differently. Bye.